And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Frostpunk 2, with attempting a deathless run on steward difficulty. As far as I can tell, it looks like there's 4 guaranteed deaths. And obviously this guy is guaranteed, because the start of Chapter 5 always results in this guy getting knifed. I think this guy will show up as a death. The other 3 deserters, I think, are guaranteed. I think you can avoid all the other deaths, but I think those 4 are, at least as far as I'm aware, guaranteed. We're going to go with Banish the Stalwarts, which this could very rapidly result in people dying. The point of no return. You have chosen to banish the violence-inciting faction from the city. To succeed, you will need to relocate all of its members to a new colony. If you invest in its construction, they leave amicably. Do not, you will have to rely on your guards to support them. The choice is binding. If you confirm, you must succeed or your rule will end. You should not encounter insurmountable obstacles on this path. So the game thinks I have prepared. We'll see if it's right. The path of banishment. The stalwarts are to be banished from New London. For this is not to be sentenced by other means, they need a new home. An aborted generator site in Windward Moor contains resources needed for colony, even though the site's deposits are very deep, and the freezing winds is severe. With some effort, we can make it habitable, and the stalwarts may emigrate voluntarily. Otherwise, we will need to force them out. Okay, first step. Oh, I've clicked the wrong district. This district. Protect. Save lives. But don't just save lives. Also, protect the district. Nope. Wrong button. And actually, to save a little bit, I should have done... I'm not sure if this is retroactive, but we'll push it anyway. Yeah. Declare martial law. So we're going to do those 3 actions. Protect, enforce peace, and protect the people. With martial law enacted. Now, every surplus person here is going to get shipped back to the previous place, because I need workforce in the capital, especially as we're going to start deporting people. Oops, wrong way. Wrong way. Don't need to make the labor shortage worse. Meantime, we'll try to pull some labor off of you, because I need to get you running again. Oh, enacting martial law has also mobilized all my guards. Fair enough. I'm like, why do I feel like I have too many people? Too many guards. Because I pushed a button that also gets more guards. Yeah, that would track. Okay, so I need 30... I got 32 guys to set up the Windward Moor. I haven't had the event for that yet. Okay, so I need to let some time pass. Getting ahead of myself. Hasn't fully broken out yet. Let's let time pass.
Steward!
Boiling tensions. Steward tension has risen to a fever pitch and threatens to tear the city apart. Angry mobs swarm the streets, and the city descends into violent free-for-all. The people have lost faith that your rule can solve the many problems that plague us. The city spirals into chaos. If we do not calm tensions soon and restore order, this will be the end. Reduce tensions severe. End the battles in the districts. More battles have begun. Protect the people. Protect the district. Protect the people. Protect the district. Of course it picks the districts that we kind of need to work. Protect the people, protect the district. Enforce peace. Enforce peace.
Hear us, steward!
Steward! Do you hear us, steward?
So we'll get 3 of those fights to stop fairly quickly. The 4th will take a little bit longer because I gotta finish the first 3. Or have the guards doing the 4th one. Well, I gotta finish the first one before I got the guards to do the 4th one. But I've got enough to keep it from killing people or damaging the district. The important parts. People have arrived. I haven't had the event yet. Oh no, the new home event's up. Can I do it now? Establish a colony, yes. Of course, I don't have enough to build. I need another. I need another one of you, and you're not working for what reason? Presumably because I've got fighting in the district. That's probably what's going on. I gotta get the fighting to end in those districts so I can get more scout teams.
Steward! Steward!
Steward! Steward!
Do you hear us, steward?
We now have prisoners. A couple different options. Decide the detainee's fate.
Steward!
We don't yet have the thing set up, so we're going to go ahead and gain some squads. First piece in the last district. Got our guards back. Detaining militia. Decide the fate. Yeah, okay. Okay, so now I got enough exploration teams. We can get the road to windward more. I think by default we're going to be a normal path. I want it to be a skyway. Gonna do some heavy shipping here. Tensions crisis averted. You managed to steer us clear from the tension crisis because the fighting is done. Oh, the fighting isn't completely done, but the fighting is more controlled. It's severe. It's not solved, but it's severe.
The Research Institute has concluded its latest task, and
It's ready for New assignments. Oh, it doesn't actually count the guy that got knifed. Interesting. Maybe that does mean there is a way to avoid the 3 deserters. I do not know it. The road is done. Send the colonists. New home. You've dispatched construction crews to start setting up Windmore. 633 non-belligerent stalwarts have left to join them. If we prove that it can be self-sustainable, more will emigrate voluntarily. We can, however, transfer control of the colony at any moment. If there are any stalwarts left in the city, we can deport them by force. Thinking those are my coldest districts? Yeah, so those are the ones that are going to benefit from putting heating towers next to them the most. Yeah, we already need more people to work the city, and I just don't have them. Okay, it's too warm here. That's a good thing to have, problem-wise. Okay, let's balance your needs. Balance you. Balance you. Balance you. Do with some more fuel, so let's send some more fuel. So you stop burning down with the current stockpile. I'm actually right now sending stuff to New London. So yeah, definitely don't need more materials being made in the city. That's a good thing we turned off our material source. That's fine. Okay. And I don't need the housing because we're slowly deporting people. That also works out. Probably want to keep the prison operational. Thinking about it. Here we go. Extremely decreased by spreading violence. Okay. Yeah, that would do that. That makes sense. Temporary stop the fighting. We put an end to all the pitched battles in your city. We expect a respite from the violence for several weeks, but as long as the militias exist, or militants exist, and no permanent solution to the conflict is found, fighting will break out again sooner or later. Okay. There's only 1,000 of them at large.
Steward.
Demand funds from them, or I can condemn them. Do a condemn them. Down to 885. Okay, go back to turn that one off. Saves me some workforce that I can use to save fuel. Not that we need it right now, but it's going to keep getting colder and colder, and I'm going to have to ship fuel to the existing place. What's a single heat level? 25. So there's actually an argument that that is not an effective use of my fuel. Okay. I need to affect more than one heat level worth of district. Okay. Which is, given my current display of districts, actually hard to do. When we have it cool down again, that'll be available as an option. Okay.
Hostile fighters, put down your arms.
I heard hostile fighters. Like, is there fights somewhere that I got to deal with? No, that wasn't a new fight. Alarm. Ah, now there is. That was too fast. Protect the people. Protect the district. Enforce peace. Colony is there. Time to begin solving its problems post-haste. When more construction finished, thank you. Okay. Gonna have to send it fuel. Probably want to do that fairly post-haste. Oh, gotta turn on the generator. There we go. Probably do want to do some frost breaking to get some of the fuel requirements done locally. In the meantime, send it some resources like so. It doesn't have the stockpiling capacity to stockpile enough, but I have to start somewhere. Checking the strongest facility. Well, it's better than being stuck in the other leaphole. Moving here wasn't my idea. We certainly didn't ask for it. We're in the middle of nowhere. It's freezing. None of the doors seem to fully close, but we're free here. The rest will come.
To the stalwarts, bound for Windward Moor. We can build a house, but you must make it your home.
We can build a house, but you must make it your home. Also, you're going there whether you like it or not, so, get used to it? Okay, fight's being dealt with. Quickly. Guards return to the former duties. Okay. The fighting's done. Let them go. Steward, many of the pilgrims wonder why we are devoting precious resources to establishing a new home for the stalwarts. It's their home. Let it build it themselves, said the spokesperson. The guards can take care of any who turn up their nose. Our guards agree that they could easily round up any of the stalwarts who refuse to leave if we transfer control of the colony to them in the current state. Shall we? Nah, we'll continue improving the current conditions. Transfer at any point. Please get their food and their housing sorted. There's the housing. They're... Not sure why that solved the food. Presumably because I'm shipping them food. No, don't take food from them because they're going to disappear. But get to neutral. The oil on top that we're shipping them. They're not receiving enough. So I can ship them some more. Let's do that. Keep it more of a welcoming place. Oh, this is a situation where I can't keep them stockpiling is what's going on there. Okay. I'm gonna burn one of the stockpiles down in preference. Not quite what I want, but I can kind of work with that.
Steward. Steward.
Steward.
Steward.
Be a steward. Steward.
Okay, we got them down to 797.
Steward.
Steward.
Older season. You have to rebalance what's shipping what. Actually, we'll accept that that's chilly. Keep the housing warm. The extractor tickets are chilly. Okay, I need 57 more fuel, so that needs to actually come from you, not receiving it. Okay, so I need to save 13 more fuel for here, but that's kind of where I want that as well. The one that's going to need the most heating. Oops. Actually cancel that. Obviously, the main city had workforce. The main city doesn't have workforce because all the workforce is getting shipped off to this place. That makes sense. Main city also has stockpiles, so we're all with it. Okay, I'm gonna need more fuel stockpiles, which means I need more prefabs. I need to wait for some prefabs to be produced. Check to make sure we are producing prefabs back in the main city. Are not necessarily at full speed. Okay, you're off. Turn you down. You mostly got the Vanguard Logistics Bay. One tick is all I can do. Reduction there. That supports 2 ticks on you, so that gets us more prefabs coming. 39 a week. So every other week I can probably build a building or so.
Here, steward.
Steward.
Okay. Let's go need more of that. Not gonna really stack much. Sure, we'll go there. Do a punch over there to maximize the worker reduction. Mostly I need the capacity for storage, not necessarily the actual storage. Or the actual worker savings. Back in the main city, the prisoners we've detained.
Steward.
I'm inside their fate. We are... Oh, I need Frostland teams for that. And because I pushed the button, it's too late. I have to decide what I'm doing with them, so they're becoming guards courts. Okay. Okay, so next time I get more prisoners, we can ship them. Oil's piling up. Fuel's piling up that location. Whoops. So we're going to ship the millet to make sure we got enough housing for everyone. Don't want anyone dying from lack of housing. Very avoidable death, after all. Okay, go for another fuel stockpile. Make some space, we can expand those extractors. Aggressively ship the stockpile. See if that works. The stockpile filled. Almost. Okay, so now the capital in theory is not spending any, so I can happily completely deplete the stockpile. Cut the cord. Windmore currently meets the Stalwarts' needs, but only with help from New London. No additional Stalwarts will immigrate there voluntarily until we've proven the colony can fend for itself with no external land. We will set them free. End all trade with them. Okay. Additions good in Windward Moor for now. Steward, you've proven the Windward Moor can provide for the needs of the moderate-sized community. Seeing this, roughly half of the stalwarts are already deported to make their new home there. For the remaining bulk, they fear the Windward Moor lacks the ability to fend off the cold long term. They won't voluntarily leave if you don't assuage their fears. Build 6 pressurized heat dispatchers. That's a building, presumably. I do have, so I just need prefabs. Okay. Should obviously pop back to the main city because I've probably got worker problems there. Kind of. Not particularly new worker problems. Cleansing the wound. Path of banishment. Steward. The pilgrims applaud your decision to rid the city of the murderous stalwarts, but they implore you to rid of their ideology as well. Why slay the beast when it's poisoned? Misguided ideas like heat overclocking stay with us, said a pilgrim spokesperson. Move away Central Police will surely convince many stalwarts to abandon their faction. They also more direct actions to lower the stalwarts members, spreading word of the misdoings or promoting the ideals of the pilgrims. Sure, we'll bring that up to a vote.
The votes are in! The measure passes! The delegates have reached a decision. A new law takes hold.
Hear us, steward.
Steward.
A lot of heat stamps. Let's go ahead and try to... Goods Factory. Yeah, refurbish Goods Factory. Get them working on a way to get more goods being produced. Oh, not... did the wrong one. I needed the prefabs. Sorry. Hindsight 2020. Push the wrong button. Captain's mine depleted. Okay, so we're gonna have more coal issues, because that was one of our coal sources. Well, that has provided me with more teams. Which means I could unemploy some more. there's another coal mine over there I could probably tap into if I was really desperate. Current burner, right, I have enough coal stockpile for the next 30 weeks. We're probably good. I gotta get the heat dispatcher sorted in 30 weeks, but I'll definitely have the prefabs in that time. We got your cheese on. Will Cole, hi. Just popping in after that raid the other day. Good luck with your stream, buddy. Well, thanks for popping in. I hope you had a good stream since then, and I hope you enjoy Frostpunk 2. We're in the end of the main campaign here, trying to go for sort of a minimum deaths run. We managed to keep the number of people killed to 3, and that's if we include people who desert the colony. 3 people deserted.
Steward.
Their heat dispatchers. Okay, free up.
Terminal patients are encouraged to maintain a healthy diet. Chances of a successful transplant depend on it.
There we go. I'm going to make us prefabs a little faster. Stalwarts regain fervor. Patient with the lack of long-term solution to violence, militants have re-emerged the Stalwarts ranks. They'll soon break out unless something is done. Okay.
Recess has ended. The council sits again.
Nope, got another event. Stalwarts take hostages. Fighting spreads. Steward, the Stalwarts have stormed the Pilgrim's hideout, spread a war to a new district. They set the building on fire to force them out before the ruthlessly beating them. Pilgrims had to retreat, leaving many of their own behind. Now the Pilgrims are begging you to help them free the captives. They're not fighters. Some of them are children or elderly, pleading a man with a family held captive. Go ahead and ransom. Of course, in the district we have the fighting, protect the people, protect the district, enforce the peace. There's actually 2 districts where that's happening. Or 2 places where that's happening. Protect the district, protect the people, force the peace.
Steward! Are you listening?
Steward. Steward. Steward.
Steward.
Steward. The nose have it.
Trying to partially appease the New Londoners. We get them happy enough to de-radicalize the stalwarts. That reduces the number I gotta kick out. So put down those two fights. I suppose I actually got some fighting amongst the pilgrims as well. But get those groups under control. Guards return to their former duties. Decide what to do with the detainees. This time, we can deport them. 5 Frostland teams and 5 guard squads will let them help their fellows forge a new home. 165 faction militants. Off you trot. Back over here. District we can cool down a smidge.
Citizens, our researchers have completed their latest...
This thing, which I meant to do prefab, did the wrong one, did the goods. Usually have plenty of prefabs and not enough goods. Today I have plenty of goods, plenty of heat stamps, and not enough prefabs.
Steward.
Steward.
202 to go.
Steward.
Honorable steward.
Another week we can get another one of their dispatchers. I think I do all 3 dispatchers here. The rest of them should willingly move out. The last core. Windward Moor. Steward, we used all available coals at disposal, and our scouts report no signs of additional ones in the Frostland. This would mean we have none left to start the furnaces at Windmore Colony. These are the original core on display in the archives. This would prevent us from ever studying it for possible reproduction. However, not using it leaves us to attempt to settle one more core with no cores. I'm not going to take the last one. We'll find another way. We've technically already settled it. I just need to find... what? I think technically 2 more. I'm using 1 per thing. So what around my base here am I using cores on? I could disassemble.
Heat!
Are we really out of cores on the map? I suppose I spent them too much on upgrading things. Ah, there is one place with cores left. Winterhome. Oh, Winterhome. You have some cores. I do need some cores, which means I need to get people to Winterhome. Or I have to accept that Winterhome needs to turn some of his industries off to save workers. Yeah, I can send it more materials. Okay, let's do that. So we'll turn off the material mines. Turn you off. Turn you off. I have to ship the excess in. Ship the missing value in. Oh, and I still have some surplus workers, so I can turn it partially back on. At least for a while. Here we go. Either way, I need some more prefabs. To complete the colony anyway. I need 2 steam cores and 300 prefabs. There's more than 2 steam cores at Winterhome, so I definitely not need those. Need the one on display, let's say. Oops, that's the wrong one. I want to do that. Here we go. Do I have the space? I need prefab to set the thing up. So I do need to clear 1 more there. Do 4 more, because that'll guarantee that I can do it extra fast if I need to do it extra fast. We need, for the extraction, I need workforce 150. Okay. So I can get the workforce. There we go. Or at least the first one. Oh, I haven't even cleared that one yet. Oops. A little bit farther. There we go. Put the workforce back on the sawmill in the meantime. I suppose I can save a little bit more by turning one of you farther down. Yeah. Okay, now I need the workforce back. Turn you off. Gives me enough for one of them.
Steward.
The Research Institute has proposed a new idea.
Steward.
We're a steward. 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 Steward.
Okay, so I need 600 more workers. Take by covering from here. Right at 600. And I need prefabs. Okay, now put them back on the job until we got the prefabs. And 50 prefabs. Although there's a decent chance I've got the core from the one we set up first. Interesting. Spreading violence is basically stopping our population growth, so I'm getting no more people while we're in current state of affairs. Got what I got, and I gotta make do. Okay. Okay, we're built. Providing me a core every 2.5 weeks. Only 5 cores there, so. Okay, we got enough, so we get down to the workforce where I can get the next one set up. The fuel budget down a little here. Always have. Oh wait, this is one of the games where sometimes it's hard to find the mouse. Let's ship some fuel in from the capital. And we'll accept a small materials deficit. A little bit of squalor here isn't going to hurt too much. Hoping to be done before the next cold wave rolls in. It's going to get colder and colder. I think it gets colder until you lose, basically, is what's going on here. We've reached that point in the game, that point in the run. Probably turn the speed up a bit. Whoops. Not 4, 3. Whoops.
Are
What's
you
your event?
listening?
Pilgrims recruit child soldiers. Fighting spreads again. Steward, the Civil War has engulfed another district. Our guards have apprehended a band of children fighting alongside the radical pilgrims. Most refused to talk, but one 11-year-old boy broke down and claimed he'd been recruited by the pilgrim leadership. Some seem repentant, but others are eager to take the fight to the stalwarts. Discipline the pilgrims. Council representation extremely decreased per pilgrims. We don't approve of your child soldiers, man. Force peace. Is that just the one location that's fighting? Looks like it's just the one. Okay. Interestingly enough, it's just the pilgrims. Pilgrims got impatient.
Steward.
Steward. Steward. Steward. Steward.
Steward!
Oh, there's the other fighting. You're in the fuel stockpile. Protect the district. Protect the people. Enforce the peace.
Steward! Steward!
We are calling you, Steward. Steward!
Clear us, steward!
I'm not going to be able to easily swap over to more prefabs, which is really all we need at this point to finish. 150 prefabs would do it. Or, well, 160 more would do it, I suppose. 2 batches of 150. We have more detainees.
Steward!
Decide the detainees' fate. Report them to the Windward Moor. 82 will be sent. This convoy. There's 118 left to deal with. Guards return to the former duties. Outdoor detention. No, we'll detain everyone in prison. There really isn't enough to fill the prison up at this point, so I'm not worried about that. Detaining them outside increases the likelihood we can kill them, and we're trying to do this death minimal. Okay, just waiting for 150 prefabs. We're up to 80 something. Oh, you've gone ahead and used up all the, or picked up the cores there, so we can disassemble you. And that'll get me some prefabs when that finishes. Given that, I can pop over here, turn up the speed until I have either one or until I have 150. There we go. And we set the last one up. Yeah, looks like we will be done before the next temperature drop. There we go. Livable new home. We've met the critical needs of Wintermoor for the stalwarts. Any faction member who remains have departed for their new home. Okay, presumably when they arrive, it will officially transfer, and eliminate division should complete.
Frostbite is not contagious. Open your arms to those who have none.
Okay. Wave arrives. Do I just need to press the transfer button? Finish leaving when we're more to the stewards. Yeah, I think that's what I need. I think I need to press the leave the colony to them. And the colony. Here we go. Unity achieved. The enemy in our midst has been eradicated. We stand as one without violent troublemakers to tear at our hard-won unity. The city shall not fall. There we go. The end of us. Path to banishment. Blankets, roofs, hearths, and home. We gave them everything they could need and more. We went beyond the bare minimums. We gave them every ingredient from a home, where all they need was a house. Ignore the whispers of cleansing and banishment. Steward, we did right by them. We set them up for success. This was a kindness. If they fumble it here, our conscience is clean. We have succeeded, and generously aided your adversary. The city stands. I got the achievement for Bonfire. Don't let the Civil War spread over more than 5 districts. Or spread to 5 or more districts. You sided with the Pilgrims and exiled the stalwarts. New London becomes a spirited city. All follow the way. Maybe you wanted everyone to get along? Supported the Pilgrims and their vision of the future. Maybe you tried your very best. 582 people died trying to become Apex workers. 301 idle citizens living off of free essentials. But to be fair, it didn't show me any casualties from Apex workers, so I don't agree with that accusation, but sure. Maybe you think the Pilgrims will build a better future. Winter home settled. As the Pilgrims wanted. Maybe you had to do it or the city would fall? No bystander casualties in the Civil War. No damage to the city. (1,393) stalwarts left for the colony. 247 deported by force. 0 died fighting. Conditions in the colony acceptable. Their new home survived for years. Twitch chat saying just a bit over deathless. Almost, yeah. The game claimed I had, well, we had 3 desertions. That counts as death by other. Lily May, 14, trainee, left for the colony with her mother. Sneaks out at night to hear the Frostland whisper. We'll have to carve Pledge of Loyalty into her flesh to prove her loyalty. Are we truly freer when apart? Are you certain? Steward. And that is the end of Chapter 5, so that is the main campaign. We managed to keep it to a minimum of 3 deaths. And as far as I know from a quick Google search, that is the lowest you can get the death count in the main campaign. Unless you're really fast at that last... at the... what? Winterhome? You're really fast at Winterhome. You could, in theory, complete Winterhome before the desertions happen, but you'd have to be real fast to do that. I think that's the only way to get it truly 0, is you'd have to finish Winterhome before that event happens. That might actually be easier to do as progress. I'm not going to immediately turn around and do a progress run. And the reason that might be easier to do as progress is in progress, you just got to build the generator. So if you can hoard all the cores, then you're basically trying to just sneak into Winterhome deep enough and long enough to get the missing cores you need to upgrade your generator. So you can be very quick in and out. Team RB saying, well then, congrats, thanks for the congrats. This is where we're going to bring Frostpunk to... well, this run of Frostpunk 2 obviously is done, because the main campaign is a hard end. There is endless mode or utopia mode that we could run. You said the main campaign is the stuff after it, or are you referring to a DLC? There is both a DLC. I think there's 2 DLCs. Don't have either of the DLCs, but there's 2 DLCs. And then there's a utopia mode, which is kind of the main campaign style of gameplay, but the rails are off. It's not broken into chapters. It's you're dropped into a procedurally generated environment, and your goal is to basically survive ad infinitum. If you haven't sort of lived a life in Utopia mode, the end of Utopia mode is technically the steward dying of old age, as I think how it ends by default in Utopia mode. If you've completed Utopia mode once, you get the ability to unlock like endless mode or whatever it is, where the steward doesn't die. So you can play ad infinitum. So there is an alternative method of playing, and then there's various scenarios. So one of the DLC adds scenarios to Utopia mode. The other DLC adds a different campaign. I have neither of those DLCs, so you won't be seeing me play either of those, at least for a while. And it's been a while since I've been through the credits, so as I'm reading Twitch chat, we're letting the credits here play. But yeah, so we're going to go play something else in 4 days. We're not going to go back and do another run of Frostpunk 2 right away. But if people want to see more Frostpunk 2, like if they want to see a full progress playthrough of the main campaign, feel free to let me know. Or if they want to see Utopia mode. Because again, I haven't played Utopia mode since like 1.0, so it's been a while since I've done Utopia mode. That's one of the reasons we're playing on steward difficulty and not playing on captain. There's technically one difficulty higher. So we can technically turn the difficulty up. And then Utopia mode, it also changes up a little bit. In the main campaign, you're always progress versus adaptation is the conflict going on. In Utopia mode, there's sort of 3 spectrums that you normally play on. So in the main campaign, it's always progress versus adaptation, and then the 2 the two extremist factions will have opinions on the other two. Whereas your communities are progress versus adaptation. When you're in Utopia mode, you get 3 communities, and the first one will, and then the extremist factions spawn based on your choices. So you always spawn with the first one will spawn and will be the one that likes you, based on your initial choices, and the one that doesn't like you will spawn later. And it won't always be a conflict of progress versus adaptation, because in Utopia mode, because you have 3 communities, and the communities aren't always the progress and adaptation ones in Utopia mode. So you can have tradition versus progress. I'm trying to remember what the other one is. Merit versus community or something? It's been a while since I looked at the list. So Twitch is asking, what are you thinking about after? Any particular games you're curious of starting? Yes, I am thinking of running Solar Nations 2 again. So I'm probably, as soon as I'm done with the stream here, I'm going to go over to the Solar Nations 2 forum and put up a poll. I might take a little bit longer than just right after the stream ends, because I need some time to figure out what I'm going to put on the poll. I'm going to put up a poll on what we should be doing in Solar Nations 2, and then 4 days we'll start a run of Solar Nations 2 up. So I'm thinking Solar Nations 2. If people are interested in it, I'll probably do a run of Terra Invicta. That's kind of the first 2 that come to mind. I'm a little bit tempted to pick up Cultist Simulator and do Cultist Simulator, because I watched a video on that and that was really interesting. So that's three particular games I'm thinking about. And then I had someone commenting on some not Endless Legends, Humankind a couple days ago. So I told them if they were interested in, when they got to the end of the run, watching the end of the run, if they wanted to see more, leave a comment. So that might come up. So those are sort of the 4-ish games I'm thinking of putting in the cycle now that Frostpunk 2 is done. Team RB is saying Humankind would be nice. So yeah, I might put Humankind. Humankind won't be... Humankind's probably about 3 or 4 down the list. But yeah, I'm thinking Humankind up again might be interesting. Because every once in a while people are interested in it. There's also been a lot of viewership on YouTube for the Songs of Six, so I might put up a poll for Songs of Six. But I think Solar Nations 2 is the one I'm going to run first. There's supposed to be a patch for it that drops the mission trees, I think is a good way to describe it. The mission trees for Solar Nations 2 on the 8th, so by the time we get around to streaming it, will be the 9th, so it should be the day after the mission trees come out. So that's probably a good time to be running Solar Nations 2. And the Team Army is saying Factorio seems to get a fair number of views, at least live on Twitch. Yeah, the Factorio live on Twitch goes pretty well, and then Factorio, I think the highlights videos go relatively well. The raw and edited stuff is pretty poor on YouTube, but I think that's more to do with discovery. Whereas on Twitch, people are expecting to be watching things with unedited, where on YouTube, they're a little bit more picky when it comes to the editing on YouTube. But yeah, we're going to continue running the Factorio run as Prenodons. If anything, that's one of the reasons I'm a little bit hesitant to start up Terra Invicta, because that'd be 2 very long-running campaigns. Terra Invicta tends to be a bit long as well. It's been a while since I watched the credits all the way through on Frostpunk 2, so I did not realize it's quite this long. Otherwise, I might have clicked out and could be showing Team RMB the other game mode, so we could be seeing what other ways there are to play the game. So we've played the main campaign at this point twice on the current patch, and then back at release. I think we did it twice back on release. Might have been 3 times back on release. Then we had a bunch of Utopia stuff as well. Wonder why your message got flagged, Factorio Badword. I'm not sure why it got flagged. It might have been like the fair number of viewers portion that actually got flagged. One of the types of bots is trying to sell viewers, right? So viewers might be a word that gets flagged by the mod bot. As weird as that sounds from a Twitch chat standpoint. Because as you can see, your second message there, wonder why your message got flagged, Factorio bad word. The Factorio didn't get caught. Viewers bad. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. Some combination of that was probably didn't the auto mod didn't like. Well, I've also just told it to allow the one you got flagged for, so at this point it's probably going to be less likely to flag you for testing. But yeah, I think as far as the series goes, we obviously just finished Frostpunk 2 today. I think Solar Expanse is getting pretty close to the end. Shadow Empire, I'm kind of an awkward spot. I'm thinking we're going to sort of do a bit of save scumming and go back to before the coup. Because I did look it up. The political power cost was absurd for a reason. It's not well communicated why it was absurd, but it was absurd for a reason. It was absurd because the majoritarian party does not support democracy, so a move towards democracy is incredibly expensive, is how it gamed. Which if I'd known that, 6, 7, 8 turns ago, I would have been doing things to fix that. Technically, actually, the point where it would fix properly would be after the election, so I'd have to get the majoritarian party to be really, really weak, so that the party that replaces them is democratic, which I suppose wouldn't be too hard to do. All I'd have to do is basically fire most of the meritocratic parties, because they've swapped it over to voting by character. So just slapping a bunch of democratic characters, but I think we'll probably do a bit of save scumming and pop back to pre-coup and try to avoid the coup. I'll save post-coup so I can do a playthrough from that point, continue from where we are. Because it probably is a good learning experience to get swapped by a coup and then swap back. But at this point, it's so derailed getting into Syndic Computer that it might not be worth trying to get back to Syndic Computer. So we'll probably do both sides. We're just going to make the Shadow Empire run take a bit longer. So yeah, we're looking. This is finishing tonight, and this is recorded at this point, an extra part ahead. So this is probably going to be watching this on YouTube. The next series has probably already been launched because it will probably go up the same day as this. This part, very first part of it. Shadow Empire is recorded ahead, so Shadow Empire probably you haven't even hit the point where I've had the really expensive election or the really expensive decision to enable voting for soldiers. So you probably haven't seen that if you're watching it on YouTube at this point. Although that might be the part that goes up today. Or is it the part that goes up? Is that the part that goes up today or the part that goes up tomorrow? And then Factorio is going to continue every 4 days as is the normal case. And yeah, this is a long set of credits. I could click at any point and go to the credits if I was really, really desperate. But yeah, I hope everyone has been enjoying. So if you're watching on YouTube, the thing that's probably replacing this will probably have gone up today when you're watching it live. Obviously, the people watching on Twitch have to wait 4 days for it to be recorded. Team RB is saying, hey, sorry, I need to step out. Hope you have a good night and see you next stream. Well, I'm doing the outro, so wish you the best of luck, and I hope you have a good night, and yeah, hope you enjoy the next stream. So until next time, I'll wish Team RMB a good night. And we're just sort of playing at the credits here. For people hanging around, I suppose Team RB can catch the VOD in a little bit. Or the VOD when he pops back in later if he wants to see the thing I was going to talk to him about. When we get to the end here, it should be coming to a close. Soon. Maybe. But yeah, I'll go show the other game mode. So we've got Utopia mode. I don't have any DLC that adds missions to Utopia mode, but there's definitely stuff you can do there. There it goes. And then there's the other campaign. So if we go into stories, obviously we're doing the Legacy of New London, which is the main scenario. The most recent DLC added the Breach of Trust, which is a scenario that takes you through a trial by fire as you struggle to overcome a volcanic crisis erupting in the city of New Edinburgh. So that's the Breach of Trust. That's the other scenario for the most recent DLC. And then we've got Utopia Builder, which has some missions that have been added. I have not played since Beacon of Hope, Apocalyptic Whiteout, and Depleted Cores have been added. So there's 3 tales we could do in Utopia mode, and there's been 2 that have been added with DLCs: the Plague DLC and the Doomsayers. So I think in here you sort of select which tales you want. Obviously, the more tales you add, the more difficult it gets. You can select what communities you want, or set it to random. So you can set it to random, or you could set some combination. There's the 6 factions. You pick 3 of the 6. That's how it works. Or 6 communities, and you pick 3 of the 6. And then you... Oh, apparently it has you pick the communities, or the actual which of the factions you walk into.
Or die alone.
Fight together or die alone.
And
fight together or die.
And then you have the maps. There's multiple different maps.
Or die alone.
Some have been added in the DLC. So that's the other modes. And you have... Oh, I suppose then you have the challenge, right? So is there multiple challenges here? Yeah, so you have Repopulate the Wasteland, Develop Metropolis, Build a Prosperous Future, and No Ambition. Volcanic Night, that's a DLC. So yeah, a couple different options in there. If people want to have suggestions for what they'd like to see in the next run, those are the sort of suggestions you can go through. So you can either suggest what stories to do. Go back in there. What tales to do, what communities to play with, and what map to play on. So if there's anything you want to see, feel free to let me know in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube, we'll have another part up tomorrow. I'll have a part up today, I suppose, is when it should be coming out, because we recorded an extra part tonight. And if you're watching on Twitch, let me go over the schedule for those of you who are still hanging around. I kind of already went over it, but today was Frostpunk 2. Tomorrow is Factorio Pteranodon's mod. Friday is going to be Shadow Empire. I think we're going to be doing the sort of rewind time on Friday. So there'll be some overlap, but the overlap should not be spoiling to YouTube. Other than the fact that they're knowing that we're sort of rewinding at that point. Then Saturday will be Solar Expanse. We'll see where we get in Solar Expanse. Really, we just got terraforming left to do. We're getting real close to being done, other than the length that it takes to do terraforming. And then Sunday will be 4 days from now. Yeah, Sunday will be 4 days from now, so that's going to probably be Solar Nations 2. So if you're watching on Twitch, be on the lookout for Solar Nations 2. I'll try to put a comment on the videos tomorrow to be on the lookout for Solar Nations 2 poll. And then at that point, the games will cycle again, so it'll be back to Factorio on Monday, back to Shadow Empire on Tuesday. On Wednesday, it will probably be Solar Expanse again, unless we finish Solar Expanse. We might not in 4 hours. It might take more than 4 hours. And then next Thursday is, if I'm doing my math, should probably be back around Frostpunk 2. So that's the upcoming 8-day spiel. I wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and or stream, and bye for now.